Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a world that is often overlooked but is filled with more mystery and wonder than you can imagine. No, I'm not talking about outer space or the deep sea, I'm talking about the world of plants. You might see them as simple, green decorations, but what if I told you they possess abilities that rival a superhero's? We're about to uncover 10 unexplained phenomena in the plant kingdom that will completely change how you see the greenery around you. Let's start with a classic, number 10, plants that can count. Yes, you heard that right. Take the Venus flytrap. We all know it snaps shut on unsuspecting insects, but how does it know when to close? It's not just a simple trigger. Researchers discovered it has a short-term memory. The tiny hairs on its lobes act as a counter. One touch doesn't do anything. But if a second hair is touched within about 20 seconds, snap, the trap closes. It's a sophisticated mechanism to save energy and ensure it's catching actual prey, not just a falling leaf or a raindrop. But how does a plant without a brain or nervous system count and remember? It's a botanical mystery. Coming in at number 9, we have plants that can scream. Don't worry, it's not a sound you can hear with your own ears, but it's just as dramatic. Scientists using special equipment have detected that plants under stress, like when they re-dehydrated or being cut, emit high-frequency ultrasonic sounds. It's like a silent scream for help. These popping or clicking noises are too high-pitched for humans to hear, but it's possible that other plants or even insects could be tuning in. Are they warning their neighbors of danger? Are they signaling distress? The full purpose of these ultrasonic cries remains largely unknown, but it gives a whole new meaning to the idea of a plant's suffering. Next up, at number 8, is the incredible phenomenon of plant communication. Trees, especially, are masters of this. They don't have vocal cords, but they have something even better, an underground network. It's been nicknamed the Wood Wide Web. Through a symbiotic relationship with fungi in the soil, trees can send chemical signals to each other. They can warn their neighbors about insect attacks, allowing nearby trees to ramp up their own chemical defenses before the pests even arrive. They can also share nutrients. Older, established mother trees can send carbon and other vital resources to younger saplings, even those of different species, helping them survive in the shady understory. It's a complex, cooperative society hidden right beneath our feet, and we're only just beginning to understand its language. At number 7, we have a plant that defies our understanding of biology, the Boquilla trifoliata. This vine is the ultimate master of disguise. It's a shapeshifter. As it climbs up a host tree, it can mimic the leaves of that tree. It changes its leaf size, shape, color, and even the vein patterns to perfectly match its host. And here's the truly mind-bending part. If it climbs from one tree onto another of a completely different species, it will change its appearance again to match the new host. It can even mimic multiple different plants at the same time. How does it do this? How does it see the leaves around it and replicate them so precisely without eyes? Scientists have proposed theories involving airborne chemicals or even transferred genetic material, but so far, no one has a definitive answer. It's pure botanical magic. Now for number 6, the curious case of plants that seem to have a sense of hearing. We already talked about their silent screams, but can they listen? In one study, researchers played the sound of a caterpillar chewing on a leaf to a group of plants. In response, the plants started producing more of a specific chemical defense designed to deter caterpillars. They didn't even have to be touched. The sound alone was enough to trigger a defensive reaction. How can they perceive sound waves and correctly interpret them as a threat? It suggests a form of sensory perception that we're far from understanding, a kind of plant hearing that operates on a completely different level from our own. Halfway through our list, at number 5, is the mystery of plant-generated electricity. We learn in school that photosynthesis is how plants make food from sunlight. But what if they're also tiny, living solar panels in a more literal sense? Researchers have found that plants can generate small but measurable electrical currents. By inserting electrodes into certain types of succulents or even trees, they can harness this bioelectricity. While it's not enough to power your home just yet, it raises fascinating questions. What is the purpose of this electrical activity within the plant? Is it just a byproduct of metabolic processes, or does it play a role in their internal signaling and health? This field of study is still in its infancy, but it hints at a future where we could potentially power small devices with living plants. At number 4, we encounter plants that actively choose their path. You might think a plant's roots just grow randomly in search of water, but it's far more intelligent than that. Studies have shown that roots can sense obstacles in their path before even touching them. They can also sense sources of water and nutrients from a distance and grow directly towards them. In one experiment, pea plant roots were given a choice between two paths. They consistently chose the path that led to a more optimal nutrient source. This implies a form of decision-making. The plant assesses its environment and makes a calculated choice about the best direction for growth. How does it make this choice? The mechanism behind this root intelligence is still a major puzzle for botanists. Coming in hot at number 3 is the puzzling behavior of the telegraph plant, or Codericol ixmatorius. This plant is famous for its dancing leaves. Its small, lateral leaflets move up and down in jerky motions, almost like semaphore signals, hence the name. They do this even on cloudy days, so it's not just about tracking the sun. The movements are rapid enough to be seen with the naked eye, and they continue all day long. Charles Darwin himself was fascinated by this plant. The leading theory is that these movements help the plant maximize light absorption in low-light environments. But the exact reason and the mechanism that powers this constant, energetic dance remain unexplained. It's a botanical performance with a secret purpose. Our runner-up, at number 2, is the phenomenon of plant memory. We touched on this with the Venus flytrap, but it goes deeper. Take the Mimosa pudica, the sensitive plant. When you touch its leaves, they fold up instantly. If you keep touching it repeatedly, it eventually learns that the touch isn't a threat and stops reacting. It habituates. Here's the incredible part: the plant can remember this lesson for weeks, even after its environment has changed. This is a form of long-term memory, achieved without a single neuron. How does a plant store and recall information over such long periods? It challenges our very definition of learning and memory, suggesting that these abilities aren't exclusive to animals with brains. And finally, the number 1 most unbelievable and explained plant phenomenon, the possibility of plant consciousness. This is the big one, the idea that ties all these other superpowers together. Plants can count, communicate, see, hear, make decisions, and remember. They exhibit complex, adaptive behaviors that seem almost intelligent. Does all this add up to some form of basic consciousness? This is a highly controversial and philosophical question, and we are nowhere near a definitive answer, but the evidence forces us to consider it. When a plant community shares resources or warns each other of danger, is it just instinct, or is it a form of collective awareness? When a vine mimics a leaf, is it a simple chemical reaction, or is there a flicker of intention? We don't know, but what we do know is that the world of plants is far more complex, dynamic, and mysterious than we ever gave it credit for. From counting traps to screaming for help, from secret underground networks to shape-shifting vines, the plant kingdom is filled with abilities that science is still struggling to explain. It makes you look at the humble houseplant on your windowsill a little differently, doesn't it? What other secrets are they hiding in plain sight? Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the incredible world of plant superpowers. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of our world. Let me know in the comments which of these plant powers blew your mind the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.